of salvation. All. And here in this town, they all respond. They come to the Lord Jesus. He is looking for them. That is part of our Christian life. Searching for the Lord, looking for his presence. Of course, we have found him. We have made our hearts. Always waiting for us, waiting to be found, calling us to search for him, to look for his presence in our day-to-day life. Do we search for the Lord? When do we search for the Lord? Do we turn to him only when we need him or we want him for something? Or do we look for him for a daily, life-giving relationship? When do we look for the Lord's presence? Let's answer that question with always. Let's search for him always, in every circumstance, wanting to be close to him. It's strange then, isn't it, that when the disciples say, everyone is looking for you, you'd think the Lord would say, great, let's talk to them. But there's a message for us here. When the disciples tell him that everyone is looking for him, he says, let's go elsewhere. Let's go. Sounds a bit strange, doesn't it? But in a sense, once everyone was looking for him, searching for him, wanting to be with him, his work was done. He needed to move on. Because being a disciple of the Lord is to search for him, and he needed to move on so that other people might come to know him and therefore search for him. He had to carry on proclaiming the good news of salvation. We look for the Lord, certainly. But that sentence is reversed so many times in the Gospel. The Lord searching for us, the shepherd who seeks out the sheep astray. When we were baptized and began our Christian journey, yes, we found the Lord, but in a far more profound sense, he found us and took us on his shoulders. When the Lord says, let us go elsewhere, he's not abandoning his people, he's not abandoning us. He never abandons us. He's promised us that. He continues to go on and seek out those who are lost. Seeking us out and inviting us to seek him out. That's the Christian life. To always be on the search and to allow ourselves to be found by the Lord, for him to take care of us. What else is the Christian life? In our first reading, we hear from the book of Job. The book of Job is a fairly long book in the Old Testament, part of the wisdom literature. And Job, at least at first, has everything going right for him. He has riches, he has a big family, he has everything he could possibly want. But then everything, little by little, piece by piece, is taken away from him. His life lays in tatters. You've probably heard the expression, the patience of Job. It comes from this book. The Lord allows him to be tested. Job is a symbol for us of humanity. When we were made, when we were created in God's image and likeness, we had everything. But due to sin, things were taken away from us. The ease of our relationship with the Lord, the beautiful life of paradise. The book goes on at some length, with Job lamenting, praying, until at last, because of his fidelity, because he never turned away from the Lord, everything and more is restored to him. That is what happens to us in Christ Jesus. Because sin lost the right to ourselves, the children of God, that has been restored to us, and more besides, in Christ Jesus, our Saviour. Something similar. She is sick, with fever, help herself. Help herself. She needs to be helped. And the Lord comes by the hand. That's an Old Testament image too. The Lord taking his people by the hand and he the original is exactly the same. The Lord's own resurrection when he raises the young to help you really means to raise up. That's what the Lord's whole ministry is about, to raise up the people because we can help us to help ourselves. The Lord comes to search us out, lost as we are, to raise us up, fallen as we are, due to his profound goodness, no other reason, because he wants to. What does he ask of us in return? Only this, to do what Simon's mother-in-law did, to serve him. When he finds us, when he raises us up, as he has done through holy baptism, as he does through all the sacraments, to serve him in our brothers and sisters. Proclaim the good news of salvation, as St. Paul says in the second reading, the first letter to the Corinthians. I don't boast of preaching the gospel, since it is a duty, because we have received that gospel, that message of salvation, because it has found us and raised us up. It is our duty to give thanks to God by proclaiming, by our words, by our deeds, by our lives, that good news, so that other people too, those around us, might be found by the Lord. They might find him raised up to life. I believe in one God, the Father Almighty, maker of heaven and earth, of all things visible and invisible. I believe in the Lord Jesus Christ, the begotten Son of God, born of the Father before all ages, God from God, light from light, true God from true God, begotten, not made, consubstantial with the Father. Through him all things were made. For us men and for our salvation, he came down from heaven. By the Holy Spirit, was incarnate of the Virgin Mary, and became man. For our sake he was crucified under Pontius Pilate. He suffered death and was buried, and rose again on the third day, in accordance with the Scriptures. He ascended into heaven, and is seated